What's going on, Champside family? Sad news to report that boxer Maxim Dadashev has died at the age of 28 from injuries he suffered during his fight against Sabril Matias on Friday at the Top Rank cards. Now, Buddy McGirt, who's his trainer, threw in a towel in the 11th round of his bout with Matias, and later Dadashev underwent surgery to relieve a subdural hematoma, a brain bleed, which resulted in him being placed in a medically induced coma. Now, it was a very tough fight for him. He took a lot of punishment in this fight. Coming into the fight, he was 13-0 with 11 KOs. Again, he was fighting out of Russia. 5'10", 70-inch reach, fighting at 140. And the last fight he had before this was 118 days ago. Just a little background info. But a lot of people were concerned about how he was handled after the fight was stopped. They showed him vomiting and barely being able to walk, barely being able to get down the steps from the ring. And they still had him walking, which was interesting. And, Tim Bradley was very vocal about how they handled it. Just a very scary sight, but a reality for boxing, right? And they always say you don't play boxing. And this is one of the cases in which, again, we got a young fighter who had a family, a wife, obviously trying to, these guys fight to get out of their circumstances and to provide a better way of life for themselves, right? That's exactly what Dadashev was trying to do for his family. He obviously came from Russia and saw an opportunity here, but towards the end of the fight, he looked real bad. Buddy McGirt is basically begging for him to let him stop the fight. And Buddy McGirt just made the call overall and was like, he'll obviously he didn't know how things would turn out, but he's basically saying, I'd rather have my fighter mad at me right now than to be mad at me long term. And I can only imagine, man, what his team and what his family is going through, man. Let's show our support for Buddy McGirt and the McGirt family, and also and especially and primarily Dadashev and his family. You know what I mean? This is the risk that fighters take. And so, think about this when you tell fighters, go in there and brawl it out, go to war, forget defense, forget moving around and, the Mayweather style, just fight, just do this, do that, and go in there. I mean, the head, like Deontay Wilder said, who I'm sure will get some flack. And I already seen people saying, well, Deontay Wilder needs to think about what he's saying for cases like this. And maybe that's true. But, like he said, the head is not meant to be hit, especially over and over repeatedly with such force. You know what I mean? Fighters are suffering concussions constantly in the ring. In the NFL, you get a concussion, they take you out the game, and you out for the next two weeks at least. In boxing, man, these guys are taking small to large concussions every day, I'm sure, in sparring. Every time they come into a fight, even if they win the fight, I'm sure they're taking small concussions. And we don't see the effects, but you see the effects long term. And it's just very sad to hear that Maxim Dadashev has passed on. And again, this is the reality for in boxing. He was undefeated going into the fight. He fought a tough fighter. He stood toe to toe with a guy, and again, it's just sad to hear. Top Rank stablemate Terrence Crawford also spoke out about this just in the last 20 minutes. He said, "Wow, my heart heavy right now. I remember walking to the gas station with Maxim after he weighed in for one of his fights. Prayers for his family to have strength in these tough times because he was a good dude. R.I.P." And he also posted a picture of Dadashev. So yeah, man, like I said, it's sad to see, as he's leaving the ring, he's barely struggling to stand up. And then he also is vomiting as they're trying to put him on the stretcher. It's just clear signs that this might not end well for him. So once again, man, R.I.P. champ to you. May whatever faith you may have believed in reside over your family and keep them close. We out.